Okay, so it did it again. So now we get to watch the entire thing. I was worrying about this in the video. I was like, oh no, this is gonna mess up. And oh, I forgot to do full screen too for the video. Well, at least the audio won't be glitchy. So I already spent an hour doing this video, but I guess we gotta spend another hour doing it. So yay! Oh, and because I was too busy trying to mess around, we have to watch the beginning of this cutscene again. Let me just pull up my microphone. Okay, here we go. Unbuckle it from the computer. Yeah, okay, that'll work. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna take off my headphones because I'm not even gonna need them, which is great. So, ugh, past me is such a big dummy. Anyways, so we start off and we click our characters. So here we go. I'm messing around and stuff. So we get Harpy in the first position. And by that we mean first position as in the stance of playing your cello or whatever. You know, I've got my first finger on the E string. Not E string, E tape. Anyways, so I'm looking at the guide to see the optimal position and team structures. I wish I could speed this up, but then my audio would be aligned. So, well, I mean, I guess I could make a few same of the trips. Whatever. Anyways, so here's me just sitting here. It's a lot more interesting when you can actually like hear me talking about what's happening. So anyways, so I get mixed around because I can't figure out how to do this, and I'm like, well, how do I choose my teams? And obviously I'm not prepared. Um, so I read the thing and I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. But first I have to walk around, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm on it. So I stand here while I read the guide, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. So we equip Harpy with a we equip her with a heavy shield on her head. There'll be a Magus hat. Put the Magus hat on, Cameron. Put it on. Go up. Yes. A silk robe, and in our right hand, because the names are different, I believe. The Regal Cutlass is the heavy sword or something. I can't remember what it's actually called in the guide. But anyways, we put that on her. Oh, we put the mithril blade actually, which is a weaker sword on her. So, fun. It doesn't tell us any relics to equip, but I like to put a well, actually, I couldn't find the earrings. I was like, oh, okay, and I put a star pendant on her just to feel safe. So, anyways, I get out of there, and our next character we have to equip is Edgar, or I'm sorry, Babar. And so we go into items. Well, we put him on the back row. We equip him now. So in his right hand, we'll find um, a mithril pike. In his left hand, a heavy shield. On his head, there'll be a plumed hat because I don't have enough green berets. And on his body will be iron armor. Put the iron armor on. Put the oh yeah, put the iron armor on. Do it. Put it on him. Yeah. He doesn't have any relics as far as I know, so yeah, that's cool. Um, so yeah. And Arsene, I realized that I had actually kept the relics on all these guys, so I remove everything. And I mean, he basically has exactly what I want him to have on. I'm like, oh, messed up. So I equip, and I put a heavy shield instead of a guardian. Oh no, I put the guardian, and then I put a green beret on him. So it was exactly the same as I had left him. I was just being a big jerk about it. I'm like, go. So I walk over to Siri and Sears or something, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then I put her in the back, and she has all the stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, she has real. So she has basically everything on that I want her to have, except instead of iron armor, I want her to have a silk robe on, and there we go. So I get a silk robe, which helps her magic. Cameron, don't make the mistake. He made the mistake. So we equip him with the kotetsu. His left hand will have a heavy shield. His head will be a plumed hat or a green beret if you have one. And his body will be a Kenpo-ji, or no, I'm sorry, iron armor, not Kenpo-ji. Kenpo-ji is just the kung fu armor. I had accidentally skipped over Sabin, so I go over to Sabin, and I equip him with a missile claw. I believe a buckler is his shield. Yep. Plumed hat, of course. What else? And a kung fu suit or a Kenpo-ji. Yeah. Gao, he's really good, but I don't have any of his rages, so he's not that good to me. But he gets a buckler in his right hand, nothing in his left hand. On his head is a plumed hat, and on his body is a Kenpo-ji. Or a kung fu suit, you know what I mean. His relics, he should have an earring, and I'm like, oh shoot, where's the earrings? And I'm like, oh yeah, of course, Sears has all the earrings. So I go over to her relics, and I grab the earrings, and we give one earring to Gao. I don't know why I changed the Sabin. I got confused. We give one down one. It's a relic. Cameron, there you go. We give one earring to Gao to help his rage, which is technically a magic attack according to this game. And we give another earring to go to the left to Terra. We give another one to Terra. There we go. Because Terra's fire attack is starting to get really bad, and I kind of want to make that not as much. So there we go, and I just stand there like an absolute doofus for a second, and I talk to him, and I'm prepared. So then we make our parties. We'll have 3 different parties, and I handle these parties terribly. I don't need any info though. So I get Terra and Babar on a team. That's our first team. Not Samurai Jack, but Arsene, Seer, and Ganta on a team. And then our last 2 boys are going to be all on their own. These 2 muscular boys all on their own party. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So they're coming. Here they come. Oh, it's just here. How delightful. This will be fun. And he laughs. And here we go. So he gets a bunch of people, and these guys will never stop spawning. So in technicality, if you had a bunch of tents or sleeping bags, you could just fight these guys over and over and over again to level up, I think. I mean, I'm not going to, but then I make the stupid decision and accidentally go down there, so I just stand here for the entire rest of the mission. So I figured out how to change characters, and I'm like, oh shoot, all these guys are going over here, but I gotta fight this guy to get to that guy. And so, here are troopers, they're pretty easy. I realize that I don't realize yet, but I realize very soon that I have more than those, like, 10 rages. So anyways, troopers are human enemies, which will come into play when we fight with Babar and Harpy. But for now, it's just these guys, and they're getting attacked by Gao and stuff. I bet they have really cool steals, but I don't steal anything, so whatever. They poison. Let me turn my computer screen down over here so I can actually see. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's just me fighting a bunch of these guys for the next 10 minutes, so get ready. I don't know how to commentate over this. Okay, here we go. So, Babar and, Harpy, so Harpy has a fire spell and she uses it on all of them, but Babar has a Bio Blaster, and since troopers are like human enemies, they're super like weak to poison, and that's exactly what Bioblaster is. And it automatically kills any of them. Except for the dog. The dog does not get killed by a Bioblaster. So not that dog, different dog. That dog also dies immediately from Bioblaster. I keep using Terra to start off, even though I don't even have to. Like, if I just use a Bioblaster, it automatically kills all these enemies, but you know what? Whatever. Like, Terra's fire is really weak. It's going to be not as weak later, but for now, it's super weak. I mean, of course, not everything's super weak in the beginning, but then it turns stronger, but you know what I mean. So this is a bad attack because, of course, Terra doesn't have enough firepower to kill these guys in one hit like Babar does. So I just single target that soldier with a fire, which will automatically kill him, I believe, and I bioblaster these guys. Now, the one thing I'm really bad at in any video game is looking at my health, and that is exactly what's going to happen very soon with all of the parties. I end up accidentally killing one of the characters or getting really close to being dead. So yeah, but like because I don't have many like healing instances, and like only 2 of my characters out of the 7 I have can no heal, and they're both on different teams. So as you may know, that's not enough teams. So our final team of Sabin and not Sabin, Luna and Samurai Jack will be pretty defenseless, if I'm to be honest. In fact, Samurai Jack is one of the worst characters in this game, which is saying a lot because, I mean, all these characters are stupid tropes, and I don't even like Gao that much, and I haven't even used one of the characters that you get at the very end of the game. Like, I haven't used 2 of the characters you get at the end of the game. But, yeah, but Samurai Jack, I mean, you use him, and his sword techniques are amazing, but he's useless for for most of this game. He is the worst party member to have. At the very end, if you level him up a bunch, he ends up getting a really good move that you can use twice, and it does 8 single attacks, which have the possibility of doing about 3,000 to 8,000 per attack, which is one of the best like attacks in the game, but that's at the very end, and if you level them up a bunch, which not easy. So I cannot get to this one single guy with Luna and Samurai Jack. So of course now I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna die, and he gets really close. He's got 50 HP here, but he gets healed. And Terra uses fire on the dog because I'm starting to get smart. 111 health, and he just does the stupid thing. I do the stupid thing here, and I try to single-handedly attack that guy with just like physical attacks. I could have just used Bioblaster, but then I wouldn't have had the chance to heal Harpy, so it's a win-win. It's a win-lose kind of situation. I don't know. Anyways, so this guy swings and he destroys Babar's health like, a champ. And, yeah, it's just a lot of swinging. This is an hour-long video, and let me tell you, it's only this. It's like 30 minutes of my time here is just this, because I know that, right after this, plot progression stuff happens, and I'd say about 15% of my stuff is after the plot progression stuff happens. So, like, plot progression takes up, like, 2 minutes. So, I have about 43 minutes of this, or something. Because this is an hour-long video for me. So, yeah, it's whack to the extremo. Anyways, so I can't really commentate, but we finally got Luna and Samurai Jack in a battle. And as you can see, by the way, talking about what I just talked about, there are 8 sword techniques for Samurai Jack, and the 8th one is the one I'm talking about that lets you attack 4 separate times, and then you can double that with an item that'll let you attack 8 times. And I mess up the blitz technique, which, I mean, get used to it, because some of these blitzes get really convoluted, especially the final one, which is like 8 different directions, and it's like up, left, right, 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 left, right, up, right. I'm like, whoa, probably like an XY there too. I should have gotten a move called Rising Phoenix, but so far I think I'm doing pretty well. So whenever, you don't even know how bad it feels because I watched a speedrun of this game really recently, and these guys, the guys there fought this boss with like less levels than I did or something. And they ended up leveling up the characters by doing pretty much exactly what I'm going to do with the characters, which is when we get to a certain part of the game where we have all of our characters together, I'm going to go sit on an island and go back and forth with the fast forward feature and just keep pressing the A button. And it's just going to be one person on that island with an XP egg that gives them more XP. And that's how I'm going to level up to level 99 and get all my stuff. Like there's like certain espers, which I'm not going to talk about right now. You'll see them, which teach magic attacks that are really hard to get. But I'm just going to sit on the island, or I'm going to go fight a bunch of ghosts in the woods. Which, by the way, the ghosts in the woods. This is why I told you to keep in mind. Ghosts in the woods give you 10 magic points to get towards learning new spells. Each like bot, or no, they give like 5 per. So fighting a bunch of ghosts is a good idea, but ghosts suck and they're spooky, so I don't like them. Anyways, I should probably keep in touch with what's happening. Yeah, so Babar and Harpy are just constantly fighting, and so are these guys. I believe our son dies soon. Oh, we finally stole something. We saw a tonic from a trooper. That's very nice. Sorry. I just spent an hour doing this, and I'm just really tired because I thought this was going to be a great video, and it did not turn into a great video. Sorry, let me just put my mic cover back on. Okay. So yeah, you see Arsene's getting dangerously low. He's at 80% now, 80 HP, which is like ADHD, but, with health points. So immediately after that, it's going to be like this for the next 3 battles. Immediately after I finish a battle, we go into another one. So Harpy gets really low. So Bioblaster, Harpy cures Babar, but she's still at 127, so that's not good. And Bioblaster won't kill that like Fidor, so we're in trouble. And then he attacks Babar, which is his first mistake. He could have attacked me, but he'd still only do like 70 damage. So, anyways, so we heal and I auto crossbow, which was not the right thing to do because then it has another chance to attack and hits Harpy. But now, here we go. So once that happens, and my parents scramble around in the background, yeah, we fight more troopers. It's just this, back to back to back to back, for multiple times. And I go and I brawler, which is the best one I see, and I try to steal. I can't wait. Because even though I hate Sears so much, because just not even Sears like the Greek mythological character, but I'm sorry, Ceres or Celeste, which is what her name is. I hate her because I just I like Terra better. She's a good main character, but later on the line, Celeste is the main character of the game. She gets the best stuff, and she levels up the best, and she has the best thing. Like, she attacks really well, and she has magic, and she has, like, the runic ability, which I can also cross-reference by saying that a character we get also can have the runic ability, I believe. the character gives you every single like special ability each person has. So technically, yeah, but technically no. Okay, so RPG gains a level, doesn't learn a new magic attack, but I just sit here and I explain stuff, like, you know, because I can't commentate on this. Like, I'm so done with this game by now. So I just talk about random things because now I have more time because I know it's gonna like happen. So we fight some more of these guys, and this is what's so disappointing. This is why I say Samurai Jax is so disappointing. So I sword tech and I charge up to 1, and 1 usually kills all these enemies in one shot. Like this guy kills 1 enemy in one shot, tries to dispatch his Fidor, doesn't even kill it. Like, oh, and Luna's only at 2 HP now. So I'm like, oh shoot. And this is when I'm like, okay, the boss is open to be fought. Let's go fight the boss. Because there's 2 bosses here, technically. There are 2 bosses. And you should use Gao to fight them. Because, Gao's just amazing. But only if you have rages, in which I do not have rages, if you didn't notice. So I have to figure out what to do. So we're going to pummel, and, just pummel and then scream or something, or whatever kids do these days. I've been up here for 2 hours. I'm just thinking about this. I've been up here for 2 hours without seeing my family. Or I'm going to be up here for 2 hours without seeing my family. So that's fun. I bet they like me. And I'm having fun. My life's great. This is my podcast now while we have Final Fantasy 3 in the background. So I try to sneak past this guy, but I gotta fight another boss battle with Bard Harpy. And this sucks because Harvey's gonna get absolutely obliterated right now. Down to 44. I'm gonna Bioblaster. So she's not gonna die, but she's really close. So like the next battle we get into, yeah, she's probably gonna die. Ugh. Anyways, so we go down here, and there's this weird guy walking, and I accidentally run into him. This is a Hell Rider, or just a rider in the normal game. And I fight it. I mean, I do, okay? But it also fights back, and it fights back hard. God, I wish I could skip this point. It's so embarrassing. So I potion, which is like, a good thing. And I try a 3, and I slash it, and it does 650. So, 650, that's a really good way to start off the boss, Or a bolt does like 400. Yeah, there you go, 400. Like, that's really good start to this boss. And I do another 3 attack. So, doing another 650. Except instead, no, I do 93 this time. I was like, wait, didn't I just do like 650? Maybe I just seen like 60, and I was just being weird. Anyway, so we killed this Hell Rider, but we're also poisoned now. And I assumed that I could have used one of those remedies that we had just gotten to heal ourselves, but instead I used my last 2 antidotes, which I can buy in the next town, but I don't know, I just think it's a stupid idea. Anyways, so we try to fight Kefka, big emphasis on try, because he immediately does 100 damage to me. I go for a 3, like a charged up 3 attack, slash, and it only does like 93. And no, I'm sorry, it misses. So, like, I'm done, And I incorrect blitz technique it because I'm so surprised that it missed. And that just sealed my fate. Like, maybe I could have done it before, but this sealed my fate even harder. Kills. So I try to dispatch, and I actually hit this one. In fact, I get a 343. And I Aura Bolt, which is also a good start, That's 600 damage-ish. I'm sorry, that's like 750 damage or something. But I drain. He drains me, and so I'm dead now. I'm like, okay, I could either sit here, but I don't know. I haven't saved in a while, So I want to go and like fight till the end of my life. And I orable, okay? I've got like almost 1,000 damage on this guy. He's got 3,000. If I had stayed out a little longer, I wouldn't be able to beat this guy. But, then I would have had no potions, and obviously that's a bad idea. So I use up a potion, and he does the worst thing ever, which is hits me, and then he, destroys me. I wait too long. I think I, waited too long, because he bolts me, okay? He bolts me, and then I aura bolt, and I should have potioned. I should have. But he hits me again while I'm still loading. And he confuses me. So in technicality, I killed myself in this battle, and that sucks. It's the biggest, I hate it. Anyway, so I get annihilated, whatever. So I go back to the boys. I'm like, okay, if he wants me to do Gao with this, I'll do Gao. So I go to them. Well, actually, I get fought again, and luckily I get a preemptive attack, so I do exactly what I should do. And I fire. But I think I wait too long with Babar because they get a hit in. I don't know why I'm waiting with Babar, but yeah. I don't know why. It doesn't even hurt me that much, but I just thought about that. So yeah, just getting gold and such. So I want to go back to these guys, or the ones where. So Arsene's dead, and everyone's pretty weak. I brawler. This is the first time we fought. No, it's the second time. So he throws a stone, and I'm pretty sure it misses. Yep. And I'm like, ah, man, really? Ugh. So I hit him with ice, and ice does a lot less damage than fire, and I realized that now. So yeah, but I throw that at him, kill him. Okay. So now I'm just like, wee, and he pounces me. Okay, does 50. But then Gao's just really strong all the time, all day, so he destroys him. Or her. I don't know what the gender of the dog is. So I switch to all these, and I heal Arsene with my 3 Phoenix Downs. Which, if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of mad about. I mean, I have 3 Phoenix Downs, and I wanted to heal Arsene. There's a save point right behind me. I could have used a sleeping bag, but no. So luckily, I get to walk past this guy, but I actually have to fight these guys over here. I think this is the part where Harpy gets really low. Or not. Or no, Harpy gets really low and I cure her. So I Bioblast her, but then, the dog's not going to be dead. And that's kind of what we want to happen. We want the dog to die. And, yeah. Whoa. Fun. Yeah. So, now that we've got all that done, I'm not even going to care about that last soldier. There's probably going to be more that are going to come, but I see none, so here we go. So, now we're fighting Kefka with, the full team. He hits me for 95, and I look at the strategy, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't have any of the rages that I need to really do this battle correctly, so I just throw out, Exocyte, which helps, So I try to steal, just because I want to steal item, and I use Runic with Sears. And that's for a good reason, because Kefka's gonna use a bunch of magical attacks, and as we may know, Runic steals magic and gives you mana. So that's cool. I just keep saying that's cool. But anyways, Kefka will say that, and we'll bolt and bolt and bolt again. Nothing too important really. I'm just thinking about all the espers. Um, uh, yeah, it's just me fighting this guy. I should record money videos like this, but I'd probably get really bored because I'd just have to post commentary about what I'm doing, and it really bores me. I like being in the moment. Anyways, we got an ether, by stealing. And so Gao uses scissors some more, and Kefka tries to poison, but of course, Runic steals it. And I'm like, okay, I'll use ice this time, but he gets demolished by rock, paper, scissors. And don't think we've won, and he'll be back, and then he escapes, and we get a heal ring, I think, or a fairy ring? Heal ring. Peace ring, sorry. Peace ring stops you from going berserk. So if you put it on Gao, who goes berserk when he goes brawler, I don't really know. Where's the Esper? Is it okay? We're halfway through the video, okay? We spent half of this hour-long video doing that. I don't even know what we do next. Like, this is plot stuff. I don't know what happens next for the next 30 minutes of this video. Like, I know I do it, and I know I do just random stuff, but I don't even know what I'm doing for the next 30 minutes. And that's concerning, because that's 30 minutes out of my day, That I can't really tell what happened in between me doing this right now and messing around with a bunch of lights in a cave. Heartbeat in the Esper, there's some kind of reaction. You can't hear the music, but it's pretty cool. What? What am I feeling? Huh? What's going on? Please, tell me, who am I? Who? Who? RPG! An Esper. I can actually feel its mind. RPG, step away from the Esper! And then they go, wah, 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 bzz, 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 bzz. Yeah. So Harpy turns into some furry bait, and I don't know. Like, I haven't seen pictures of what she looks like in this form, so I'm gonna look them up right now. But anyways, Harpy flies away in her, sorry, I'm texting. Um, sorry, I'm texting. Let me look up a picture of Harpy in this form. Anyways, so Arsene wakes up. You're awake? You're awake. Sorry. Where's RPG? She changed into something and took off. She looked like, she's gonna say an Esper. She looked at an Esper. She looks like an Esper. What does Terra look like in her monster form? Arsene, you okay? I would pause it, but to look at my text, but I can't. Something happened to RPG. There seems to be some connection between the Espers and her. We need to find a witness who saw her screaming over towards someplace that I can't remember. Yeah, so seeing a picture of Terra in her Esper form maybe would smash. We'll see. As we all know, I'm a furry. Ben needs our help too, so we have to split off into 2 teams. And I get pretty worked up over which teams I can take until I realize that you can take 4 people instead of 3 people. So while I sit here, because of course now I spent this time looking at my phone, but now I realize that I have like a minute between me, like 2 minutes of me trying to figure out which characters to take. Anyways, so what you want to take here is you want to take the brothers, Babar and Luna, or Edgar and Sabin, whatever you call them, and you also want to take Gao. If you learn a bunch of his rages in like the Velt, then definitely take Gao. Gao's gonna be super useful because he's a good attacker. He has a bunch of magic attacks due to all like the Velt creatures he has. But if not, if you didn't get any of those, or if you didn't even get a like 1/3 of what the guide says you got to get, he won't be useful really. I mean, he'll be super useful, but I wouldn't take him. I don't like Gao. But if you like Gao, take him. Anyways, but also take Arsene and Sears. Don't take Samurai Jack or Cyan or whatever. As said, pretty useless character until he gets the good stuff. I mean, I'll fight with him sometimes, and of course I'll get him all his magic attacks. But I just don't like him. I mean, he's a good character, okay? Good character. I love him, but just not useful for what I want. Now, of course, I don't use many of the characters in this game. I only use, Terra, Celeste, Locke, Edgar, and Sabin. Like, those are the only characters I use in this game. Oh, and Mog, because Mog's cute. And also because Mog has a special ability or thing that only he can use. But, yeah, I don't use many of the other, because there's, like, 14 total characters in all in this game, which is great, Of course, it counts for Bannon being in your party and the Ghost being in your party as one of those 14. So there's 12 characters that you'll have at the end of this game. And I only really like using 5 of them, so there's just like 7 characters that I like using, and I use some of them more than others, but they're not just like they're not my top tiers. I've already planned out some of the names for some of the characters I'm supposed to get. So that's fun. But I haven't thought out all the names. Like, there's one name that I don't know exactly what I should name him. But the point when we have to do that and, like, name them isn't going to come yet. So we'll be good, I think. We might be a little closer. I know what, out of, like, the, because we have 7 right now, out of the 5 more characters we have to get, or we're going to get, I know some of their names, and I don't know other of their names. So we'll see how it turns out. I gotta figure out who comes next. Because I could either name one of the characters about Homestuck, so I could have 2 Homestuck characters, or I'm gonna have to name them after like a wizard. But I already named someone after Greek mythology, so yeah, I could name someone after Harry Potter stuff. Not really what I want to do, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm just noting out right here that don't take Samurai Jack, and I'm trying to choose between Arsene and Sears, but I can take both of them, and so I'm like, okay, I'll take Arsene, and I'm like, oh no, we have to look pretty cool when we do this. Here we go, and then I'm like, oh wait, I can just take all 4. So I put her in the party. So while we're doing this, you can actually walk out of this town with 3 people, and if you go back to Kullingen, you can get Shadow, but he'll leave randomly like he did last time. So I don't suggest doing it. But if you really need some help like getting through this and you've saved at this point, which if you try saving at this point, I didn't because I'm really bad at game saving, but try to save at this point just in case you want to bring some other people, like you don't think the battles are working out, or don't. I don't really care. It's your playthrough. So I don't know what I do. I guess I just walk around. So we're off to get some armor and weapons. So I read all the weapon shop stuff that the guide tells me to get, and I learn about this other weapon that I do in fact use this weapon a lot in the game. I'm not gonna lie. Well, not this weapon, a different weapon, but also this weapon. The weapon we're gonna get right here is like a morning blade or something, or it's a morning star, I think. I can't remember. That might be a cave story gun. But the morning star, you can be on the back row with Locke, and it's a throwing projectile, like a disc. And the other one, like the flail, I don't suggest getting the flail. The flail sucks. It's for magic users like Terra and Ceres, but I don't use it. Don't get it. That's me telling you not to get it. But do take the full moon. Get a full moon, maybe 2 if you want to, but I'd just get 1 because you're about to get another weapon that I am gonna love. And I look through all these and I already have everything from here, so I don't need anything. So next, we're gonna go towards if we can. We go to the item shop, which I soon realize the item shop in Figaro will sell you some of these items for less because you have the King of Figaro in your party. And I realize that, but I still buy some tents because I'm an absolute idiot. So, fun. Okay, so here's the armor shop, and I go into this armor shop and I buy some armor, of course. Get missile shields, get 4 of them for your entire party. They're really good. And I go to equip all these missile shields, and I do. I equip all the new stuff we got. There you go. Okay. And I just do a once over to, make sure everyone has the optimum. And so I go to relics, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we got everything good. We got nice stuff. And get the hyper wrist, and we get no, we get the mithril gloves, a star pendant on Babar, and I go to Sears, and I'm like, okay, let's get 2 earrings, and I can't find the earring. And of course, there's 1 earring right there, and I put that on, but there's no second earring, and I'm like, where the heck did my second earring go? It's still on Gao, so I'm like, jeez, ugh. So I have to walk out and go to Gao and Cyan and get all their weapons off them so that I can put them on the party, and that guy gets in my way. So we go up. I'm gonna end this video early, actually. Well, maybe I won't. I don't know. But basically, yeah, we just sit here and mess around for a while. And I get all the relics and stuff off of Gao and Cyan. And so I get the party back. I pressed the wrong button, as I do a lot. So I get Arsene, I get Babar, I get Luna, I get Ceres. Not Ceres. That sounds like a weird way of Seer and Celeste, but whatever. So we get both earrings on Sears. We got relics on there. Luna gets black belt, duh. And he also gets the Atlas armlet, I think, because that raises vigor, and vigor is like battle power in battles. Or no, I'm sorry, the hyper wrist. So I'm looking up what vigor means in the recording. So this will just be another minute of me looking things up, which is why I said I might want to end this thing early, because this is pretty much the most that we do in this part. Like the 15 or something minutes, or like the 20 minutes left of this thing is me sitting in a cave doing battles in fast forward mode. So, not exactly how I want to do my life, but whatever. But if I ended it right now, you wouldn't get to see like a foreshadowing for a character that we're gonna get later into the game. So um, I don't know where I put my phone. Whatever. So I optimize everyone and all that stuff. So if I were smart, I would go at the back there, because I ended up going back over there in the end. But right as I'm about to leave, I leave the town, because I'm like, okay, I've done everything. I leave the town, and the guide's like, oh yeah, don't forget to do this. And I'm like, oh, ugh. So I walked back into town. Well, I walk. Give it a second. It's me reading the guide. Come on, Cameron, read the guide faster. I walked back into town. I walk into town, Cameron. Go. God. Okay, here we go. I walk into the town. We are back in Narsh. And we're off to go talk to a person. Not that person, but the old guy to the right. Nope, not that person. That's the far right contains treasures I've collected. Take them before the Empire does. Only one of his locked. What do you suppose is in there? What we find in there later on in the game when we can actually unlock it is pretty cool. No lie. So anyways, so this house right here has a bunch of really good items in it. So I suggest you get it. Like a lot. And the chest in the back is locked. The middle chest in the back, it's locked. No, I'm sorry, the left chest in the back, it's locked. But I go to check if Arsene can unlock these things. I mean, the locked chest. So you get all these stuff, sneak rings, chest, which so blah, blah. Also the sneak ring. I didn't talk about this because I forgot about it. The sneak ring also helps Arsene. Ooh, a thief knife. Yeah, there we go. So the sneak ring and the thief's knife. Those are two really good items, and I love them. They're my favorite items. So I go and I check that he has a Genji glove, so he's using both gloves. So the thief's knife. The thief's knife, when you attack with it, you usually steal. Sometimes you don't. But when you attack with it, you steal at the same time. And so it's really useful, like super useful. And I just sit there and I forgot to equip the thief's ring as a relic, but next time I do, oh trust me, I'll be equipping that cuz the thief's ring helps you steal things better. So with a thief's knife, and a thief's ring or a sneak ring, oh, you good. Oh, you good. I think. Or maybe that might be. I can't remember. Anyways, so I walk around and I go and I show you a funny thing. I'm about to walk out of the town, and I do walk out of the town, and then I have to show you something else. So fun. I love getting some of that cool SNES fresh air. Um, as said before, I don't even know what happens in like the last 20 minutes of this video. It's just me doing stupid stuff. So I'm probably gonna end it like right after we see this and just be like, "Yep, this is it. Okay, this is what I went here to show you. Have fun." Oh, okay. So you can see him in the top right there. So if we stand here, you can still see his sprite sticking out of the top of the cave. So he comes out, and ooh, what's that thing? Find out many parts from now, because each of these parts is an hour, and this game is like 50 hours. So like 50 episode like 30, like 39 or something. Expect him, because this game's like 60 hours or something. It's really long. um so yeah, I just stand there and then I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But this is actually where I'm gonna end it, like me walking up over around all these buildings. I'm gonna end it right here because I don't do anything productive. All I do is like go into the cave, and fight a rare monster incantation, because now you have lock, you can steal things, and there's a rare steal from like the ghost enemy, to get an ice rod. So this will be me signing off as Edgar walks into the cave. I'll end it right as he walks in.